Well, hello. How are you doing this evening? I'm Eve with the Baby's Booty, and we are here to have some fun with you this evening. Yay! Hopefully, you guys have been doing great. I have been pretty busy around here in the studios working on a couple of customers' orders, trying to get hats and shirts out. The shirts were done DTF. Woo, yes! The hats are embroidery. The chef jackets were embroidery. So we've had a little bit of a mix here. So tonight, um, I decided, well, you know what? What better way to spend a Sunday than to do what you want us to do? So I don't have anything on the itinerary this evening. Not really. I have a couple of ideas, but my thing was, what did you guys want to? What in the world just happened? Oh my God, y'all! It's one of them Sundays. My thing hit the wrong thing, but anyways, we're still live. So at any rate, what do y'all want to do this evening? That's pretty much the way we are deciding to go with the show tonight. Answer your questions, whether it's about embroidery, DTF, whether it's about vinyl, whether it's about rhinestones, your questions answered. And the other reason why I decided to go this route this evening is because next week, if I'm not mistaken, is another holiday. Am I remembering correctly? Is Sunday a holiday? Help me figure that out. I was told that next week is another holiday. Let's see. No, it's Monday. That's the holiday, not Sunday. So we should be okay next week. We should be okay. But I just want to be sure that I don't step on anybody's toes with their families and their family time. Because I have enough flack from a lot of husbands that say, yeah, wife, you got her spending money and stuff like that. So we're just trying to make sure that things are cool with everybody. So at any rate, here on this channel, as I mentioned previously, we do sublimation. We do rhinestones, we do embroidery, we do vinyl, we're now doing DTF. So there's a wide array of things that we can discuss this evening. So feel free to drop your questions in the comments below and we'll get right to them. Also, here on this channel, we have a group on Facebook. It's the Hoop Group. So if you're interested in joining the group, please feel free to go right on over there and tap the join button, and we'll see about getting you right in. Also, that's where you can go to ask questions, and you can also show examples of some things that you've been working on. So definitely check us out over there. Meanwhile, one of the things that I like to do with this specific show on Sunday evenings is greet the folks who have joined us this evening. And I know a lot of folks is like, we don't want to hear all this talking. I get it. But if it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't have a show. So I just wanted to say hi to the folks who have popped into the show this evening and get that ball rolling. And to also say hi to those who are members here on YouTube, because we do have a hoop group here on YouTube that are subscribe memberships here, where they pay monthly to be a member, and we like to give them shout outs, especially because it's like y'all supporting the channel. We appreciate it. So we want you to know that as well. So starting us off this evening is Miss Scooby Doo. Welcome, Scooby Doo. Always a pleasure. She's also a moderator here. So thank you so very much for your contributions and for being a YouTube group member. We really appreciate it. Andrea Ross, welcome. Beautiful projects you've been working on, Miss Andrea. Welcome, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. Mary Brown, welcome. Diana, Sonia, hello to both of you. Thank you for joining us. Beautiful Soul, love that name. Welcome. Thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. We really appreciate it. Miss Ethel Smith, good evening to you as well. Thank you as well for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. We appreciate it. Hey, Lori Campbell, how are you? Welcome. So Crafty, welcome, and thank you as well for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. We appreciate it. Yvonne Hudson, hello. Louise McClain from Texas, welcome from Texas. We thank you for joining us this evening. EJ's daughter, hey EJ's daughter, and thank you so very much for being a YouTube Hoop Group member as well. We have Evelyn in here. Isabel is in here. Thank you to the both of you for joining us this evening. Miss 143, thank you. I do like that startup thing, y'all. When I come across a jingle I love, I stick with it, and I absolutely love it. I like to get us jazzed up for the show. Thank you so very much for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Hey, Lori from Canada Inspiration Creations, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And I see that we have Miss Simone Warren joining the Hoop Group this evening. So, Simone, thank you for joining us and being a part of the YouTube Hoop Group. Gosh, get the bell ring, girl. Holler. Holler. Congratulations for joining the awesomest crew on YouTube. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. We have Karen Murray, Gorgeous Rose, Willie Roseman, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Beverly Smith, thank you so very much for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. We appreciate it. Aisha, Simone, thank you to both for joining us this evening. Ms. Lil Nelson, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate your contribution to our channel as well. Sonya Siegler says she's interested in rhinestones. Okay, we're doing some stuff with rhinestones. Marianne says Monday. We appreciate you. Thank you for letting me know because around here we don't keep up with stuff. Y'all, I barely knew today was Sunday. That's just how crazy it's been. Been so busy around here. Let's see who we have. Diane McCoy, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Evelyn Evans says rhinestones as well. Yeah. Monica Torres, welcome. She got her first sewing machine. Oh, 14. That's awesome sauce because one of the things I'm finding more difficult in this day and age is getting younger folks interested in sewing or embroidery or anything of the like. Now, they'll jump on a Cricut, something like that, but to actually sit behind a sewing machine is kind of difficult. So that's awesome sauce. I'm glad to hear that. Simone is rooting for rhinestones as well. That's what's up. Miss Beckham, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. We appreciate it. Jackie Maddox, Marianne, welcome. Did I get no? I did not, Marianne, but I do know what the hot fix design was. But we don't want to talk about the flat back box because I was pretty salty about missing out. It was my fault. Don't get it twisted. I slept on that and didn't grab it and should have, and I'm not happy about that. But it's gonna be okay. There's June coming around the corner, and I can get a flat back box then. But I do know what the designs are in the May box for Hot Fix, so I'm not super worried about it. They're cute too, and I'll show you guys what those designs are. Um, oh, wait a minute. Zelton. Is Zelton the name, Monica? You're talking about the name of the machine? Because I see bells and I want to make sure I'm understanding correctly. I want to make sure that I read correctly. Hey, Allison Holloway, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Diane McCoy is starting us off with a question this evening. Sew art, what is the advantage? The advantage to using sew art, number one is if you are at all apprehensive about digitizing and learning how to digitize, um, and not really technical into digitizing, like for instance, if you want to put a graphic together, would you use Adobe Photoshop, which is a pretty pricey program, very detailed. You can do all kinds of really cool stuff. Some stuff is automatic, but a lot of the stuff you get better results out of Photoshop if you use it manually. Or would you use like a generic little desktop program? And let me also give you guys a warning. I've been having internet issues today, so hopefully it won't go out. If it does, I will be trying my hardest to come back. So I want to let you guys know that right off the top. I forgot to mention that. But at any rate, going back to my question with graphics and doing, desktop stuff, if you got like a little simple desktop program to put your designs together, easy, a few clicks here, a few clicks there, you can put something together, or go into Adobe Photoshop. That's pretty much the same thing you're up against when it comes to, yeah, see, my internet signal is trash right now. I apologize. I may have to go to doing, I may have to go to doing, what is it called? Using my Wi-Fi. So I apologize. Let's see. Let's try something else too. Y'all, the internet. Why is it to me. Let me know if it's really bad streaming or whenever it goes out. So uh, I'm gonna type this as well tonight. Please forgive any buffering. Whoops, I can't spell Bufferrind. Okay. So with So Art, oh my gosh, with So Art, it is an automatic digitizing program. So if you're wanting to digitize, um, then that's where So Art comes in, and you can do So Art. Let me make a change on my streaming and see if it helps. Uh, I don't know that I can make that change now. Nope, I can't make that change now. So I apologize, you guys, for the she says YouTube been having issues all week. Yeah, I'm hoping it's not necessarily me, but I haven't had too many issues. If I have to switch to my phone, I'll switch to my phone. Looks like I'm taking model and photograph shots. I'm sorry. Hey Lori, new maker, welcome. Thank you for joining us, Miss Lori, Miss Cricket Queen. We appreciate you being here with us. I'm sorry my stream is trash right now as far as the signal. You're coming in with us and hanging out with us, and the signal is not the best. So I definitely apologize for that. But going back to the chat, oh, Zelton is the daughter's name. Okay, cool, Monica. I apologize. And Jane says, have you looked into the new Cricut Maker 3? Funny. Lori is in here and you're asking about the Cricut Maker 3. If you should ask that to anybody, it would be Lori. Let me see. I have heard about it. I've heard about it, but I need to definitely apologize that as far as knowing extreme details, I don't have extreme details um because the still dealing with the issue with the kitchen and the floor, and I've been on my hands and knees in the floor pulling up staples out of the floor. So I haven't had time to do much. I haven't had time to do much of anything. And then on top of that, I went on Friday and got my shot. Okay, are we back? I don't know. This thing is like really tragic right now. I am trying so hard, and the stream is retarded today. Ooh, it is horrible, y'all. It is red, and that's bad. But, um, hey, Harmony, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's telling me to stream it. There we go. Okay. All right. All right. It looks like I'm back. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna try. We've lost quite a few folks, and that kind of sucks. Hey, Miss 143. I know, right? So I apologize. At least I kind of let you guys know that that's what it was. Um, and that we were having issues. 13-inch cutting with no mat. New feature is more pressure, more tools. More pressure? I didn't have. Thank you, Lori. I'm glad you're back too, because I was like really sad. Because Cricut is your baby. You know what I'm saying? Like your forte. And I use Cricut. I love my Cricut. Matter of fact, I use it exclusively for the most part. No, ain't no more for the most part. I can't tell you the last time I pulled out either one of the other cutting machines, which is sad because I have them. But the new features, you guys would know more about it. But 13-inch cutting, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. No mat, I'm kind of skittish with cutting anything with no mat. So I don't know if I would ever use that. Now, unless it's a roll of vinyl, and I keep rolls of vinyl because that's how I purchase my vinyl to use. I don't use the pre-cut squares. So 13 inches actually technically still isn't big enough for my rolls that I get, but that's not an issue. We can make it work. More pressure and more tools is really cool. I would like to find out what those new tools are. Lori says you don't. What? Oh no! What do you use? Wow, wouldn't have seen that coming. No worries. What do you use instead? That's gonna be cool to know. Hey Harmony, Sonia, welcome back. Diana Henderson, Miss Lady D. Hey darling, how are you? Shayna Kraus, always a pleasure to have you here as well. Let me make sure I haven't missed Debbie D. Hey Debbie D, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. You know what? Where is oh my gosh. Hey Viola Creek. Diamond Boutique, hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Gail Moore, thank you for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I really appreciate it. Nikki 50, love your name. That's so cool. Welcome. Shirley Dabney, welcome. And Jane asked about it, so hello to you as well. Can we ring the bell for the new sewing machine? We definitely can. And Lila Nelson says she got a new heat press in Wednesday. Been so busy prepping for being a vendor Saturday, so it's still in the box. We'll find it at home tomorrow. So congratulations, Miss Lila Nelson and Zeltson sewing machine. Congratulations to the both of you. Yeah, congratulations. Hopefully the buffering didn't buffer me ringing the bell. So congratulations to the both of you for getting new babies in the house. I appreciate it letting me know. Um, oh yeah, Marianne, honey, honey, those placemat bags. I made so many of the placemat bags. It's embarrassing how many I've made. So yes, the placemat bags are awesome sauce. I know, Jackie Maddox. I'm like really shocked too about the cricket because I just knew cricket was like the bee's knees. But I'm not gonna put you on the spot about what you use now. I'm sorry, I shouldn't ask that question now that I really think about it. Let's see. New smart vinyl for no mat cutting. That will be really cool. She says embroidery, sublimation, and sewing. Awesome sauce. Yeah, your placemat bags are total awesome sauce. And if you guys haven't seen those placemat bags, I'm sure you have, because everybody and their grandma was making placemat bags at one point in time. But the placemat bags are super, super awesome. I absolutely love them. Matter of fact, for a while, my Walmart, all of the local Walmarts were like wiped out of those placemats for what's the heifer's name? The lady's name. Sorry, I didn't mean to say heifer. I say that too much. Her name is Pioneer Woman. All of her placemats and stuff were like gone, and that was frustrating because my favorite one was like the red with the berries and the red, on that was my favorite, and I could never find it, and that had me heated. Sonya 710, congratulations, Sonya. Yeah, new baby. Congratulations, and please, Sonya, be sure to post pictures of what you're working on in the Hoop group on Facebook, Pioneer Woman. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, that was that. You know what? While you're here, Lori, how about we just show the folks your bags because those bags are awesome. You know what? Hopefully, it won't kill my signal though, because with me working on borrowed time, look at me. I just saw myself freeze holding the bell. That is annoying. So hopefully, me going on the internet won't mess us up. But let's see your bags. Those are my absolute faves if I can pull them up. Um, oh, girlfriend, you got the Ricoma? Nice, nice. Let's see if we can find your bag. Looking forward to making your own fabric design for the tote bag lining. Yes, girl, yes. Oh man, wait till I show you. I have some new fabric too. It's called it's 100% polyester, and it's called, actually let me go grab it before I say the wrong name because y'all know I'm bad about the wrong name. And then meanwhile we'll pull up her placemat bag if I can spell right. There we go. There we go. Let's go to images. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so let me pull this down so you can see it. And then we'll switch our camera over. Those are her bags. So if you haven't seen those before, y'all, oh, you're missing out. You're missing out. Those are so fun to make. And because we do embroidery, we can embroider on those and make it work really, really cute. So with sublimation, like I showed you guys last week. Oh my God, this fabric is heavy. I showed you guys last week. We did a project on doing sublimating our own fabric, right? And then we did it for the baby bed. And I showed you how I sublimated a Transformers design for my cousin who had a new baby because he loves Transformers. He's always loved Transformers his whole life. And I thought it would be cute to make him a gift for his new baby because everybody always gives what the mom wants. So in sublimating your own fabric can be quite easy. You just have to know what fabric you can sublimate on. And before I get too distracted, I do want to say we are going to talk about rhinestones for those who asked. I'm going to grab this really quick while it's on my mind because I'll forget. Bling, it's kind of hard to forget about bling. So with doing your sublimation on fabric, sometimes it's really, really hard to find a good quality fabric to sublimate that's going to turn out looking good. We're a lot of times limited to satin or polyester t-shirts, stuff like that. But I found a lot of the fabrics that we sublimate on tend to be kind of thin. So I found this fabric. It's called poplin, poly poplin, and it's actually a really thick fabric. It kind of puts me in the mind of, I don't want to say canvas. I don't want to say canvas, but it does not feel like polyester at all. I mean, this, I would have bet the farm that it was cotton, and it's not. It's actually polyester, and I've been testing out my colors and trying to recalibrate my printer because I switched to a different ink, and the inks have been acting kind of wonky on me. So just to test them out and make sure that my colors are where I want them to be, I've got this fabric and was testing it out on it. And this is a really good thick fabric. Okay, so check out Polypoplin is the name of it. And if you're interested in doing your own fabric, like that would make a great quilt topping, um, because most of your quilt you want kind of heavy duty, I would guess. A garden flag that would be perfect for a garden flag because it's a thicker fabric, and this fabric, oh, I went and got it from the textile company, which just so happens to be now about 10 minutes from my house, if that. Whereas before when I was in Charlotte, it's more from Charlotte, it's more of a 30-minute drive to this particular company. But it's Faust Textiles in Kings Mountain, North Carolina. You kind of have to have an account with them though. And this is a 20-yard bolt, and it is heavy, very, very heavy. But this is some awesome fabric. As I mentioned, it doesn't even feel like polyester at all. And one of these days, I plan on cutting this up and offering it to you folks in the hoop group because there is no way on this green earth that I'm going to go through 20 yards of fabric anytime soon for anything. So, but these would make great bags. Maybe we can convince Lori to come up with another bag for us that we can use with like this fabric. I'm gonna think about something. Just put a little bug in the air out there somewhere. But at any rate, this is something to keep in mind. So again, this is called polypoplin. It's 62-inch wide fabric, 100% polyester. It does not feel like polyester at all. It really feels like a thick cotton. That's what it feels like to me, like a sturdy cotton. I don't know how else really to put it, but it's a really nice fabric. Here's a close up if you want to see, write down any details. And the company, like I said, it's Faust Textiles in Kings Mountain, North Carolina. If you're interested, and like I said, it is 100% polyester. I don't know that. There we go. It's 100% polyester. If you're interested, give them a call. You can let them know that we referred you. I don't think it'll give you discounts or nothing because I don't like having an affiliate account or anything like that. But they're really nice down home folks. And that's what they do is they sell fabric. As a matter of fact, for those of you who are in the hoop group, and I think it's been about a month ago now when I posted that Minnie Mouse fabric, and it was like I had to buy it by the batch. That's where that fabric was. They sell that kind of fabric. So a lot of the designs and stuff that you see in the fabric stores, they sell it there, and the fabric stores buy from them, which is actually really cool. So I plan to do a tour of their place because they were closed to tours due to coronavirus. So she said they just opened back up. So if I can get in and film, I'll let you know. But meanwhile, I do plan to do a tour and let y'all know. Hey, Jesse Gibson, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, check out Joann's. They may have it. Bronx Girl Cap. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you letting me know that you like watching our channel. Awesome. It's a bottom weight you can get from Joann's. Melody Wilcox said, cool. That way you don't have to buy a big old boat like I did. Because when I tell y'all, she put that thing in the car and I was like, oh my God, that is heavy. Polyester poplin is what I use to make my prayer shawls and robes. It has a nice feel and drape. Okay, so I'm glad you guys have access and have seen it and used it because I've used it before, but to really compare it to another polyester fabric I just got not that long ago, I was like, wow, this is crazy. You always wind up with great finds near you. I need some of that. Well, yes, just let me know. And then in addition to that, North Carolina tends to be a textile state. So we have a lot of textile stuff here. As a matter of fact, in Hickory, North Carolina is where they do a lot of furniture and stuff. So they have a lot of leathers and what do they call it? Like vinyls and fake leathers and stuff. So there's a lady that I'm in her group. I don't think she's in the group, sure, because she doesn't do embroidery. But she does leather by the square, like 10-inch squares or 12-inch squares. And she sells even alligator leather. It's absolutely gorgeous. And not that I'm for animal cruelty or anything like that, but I mean, it's already there, it's already cut. And I really don't know that it's authentic or not, but it sure looks authentic. But she sells all kinds of leathers and stuff. And I've linked her in the Hoop group before, and I'll have to link her again. But at any rate, so yes, there's a whole lot of stuff in this area. I absolutely love the state of North Carolina for that reason. It's full of culture, and especially in the textiles industry, which is what we are, you guys. We're textiles and we're garment decor. So I absolutely love it here. So too, we begin embroidery. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. And thank you so very much for being a YouTube Hoop Group member. I appreciate it. Polyester poplin from Vogue Fabrics online. It's only $3 a yard. I think I paid more for mine. So yeah, check out Vogue Fabrics. um, this okay, Lori. I don't mind. That I'm just me. It's okay. Hey PG, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so let's get into Rhinestones. Beautiful Soul. There's a place in South Carolina that manufactures fabric, and they don't require an account. They are only open to the public first full weekend of the month, Thursday through Saturday. Beautiful Soul, shoot me the info so that I can go see. So that I can go see. That will be awesome sauce. And yeah, Miss Bickham, let me know when he's in the area, and we'll definitely set some aside for him. Um, so with the rhinestones, folks was asking about rhinestones really quick. Someone asked me about the bling box for the month of May. Let me introduce you for those who are interested in getting into rhinestones that may be considering it, may have thought about it, you kind of on the fence, or if you're into bling but you want to don't really know where kind of to start, I guess. I don't know how to put it, but I often link in the description for my rhinestone videos to becreateful.com, and let's go there because I really want you guys to see how totally awesome rhinestones is. Like one of my obsessions. I have a rhinestone collection over there that is ridiculous. And that's not even all of it. I'm having trouble finding places to put all my stones because I have so many. Have you ever heard that diamonds are a girl's best friend? I'm sure you've heard that because I've heard it all my life. Well, I never really was one about jewelry or like jewelry and stuff like that, but when it comes to this bling, I love my stones. And I tend to order in large quantities just so that I can see all of that marvelous bling fantasticness come in the mail and I open it up. It's just something about seeing all of those stones blinging and flashing is just it's insane, unfortunately, and I'm bad about ordering more than I should. But at any rate, Be Createful is where I get my fix from, my obsession. BeCreateful.com. She has affordable rhinestones. I mean, very, very affordable. She has three different categories of rhinestones. And let's get into that real quick because a lot of times people don't know when they watch the video on doing rhinestones and how to get into doing rhinestones. Their first question is, okay, well, which one? How do I know what rhinestones to get? And let me move the chat over so that I can see it on my other screen and can keep up just in case there are any questions. Yes, so Deep Designs by Sherry, my day is going absolutely great. Thank you for um, letting me know that, and thank you, Beautiful Soul, for that information. Um, so when you're looking to get into rhinestones, I'm sorry, let's actually back up a minute. There are three types of rhinestones, but there are two different categories of rhinestones. Okay, two categories. The first category is hot fix rhinestones. Hot fix rhinestones are the stones that you press to shirts, that you press to I wouldn't say shoes, but shirts, hats, anything fabric, bags, stuff like that. That's hot fix. Okay, so just when you're trying to figure out which one it is that you're trying to do, hot fix, as you see right here on the screen, where it's saying Korean hot fix, DMC hot fix, hot fix. So if it's hot fix, then you need something hot to fix it to whatever it is that you're doing, and it needs to be fabric. Okay, so hot fix stones are for shirts, are for hats, are for totes, are for shoes where you can apply with a little bit of heat with maybe a little heat tool. As long as you can use heat on it and apply it, it should work fabric wise. Okay, fabric. Now, when you're talking about putting them on tumblers, or I don't know if you've ever seen people bling out their Cricut machines, the Cricut Joy machine, um, decals, car decals, stuff like that. Hard surfaces, those are called flat back stones. Okay, so there's two different types. There's a flat back stone and then there's a hot fix stone. Let's start with hot fix. Hot fix is one of my favorites. That's how I got started in doing rhinestones because I wanted to bling out shirts, right? So there are three different types of stones as you see here on the screen now. There is Korean hot fix. Hey Tokyo, that's my baby girl, one of my baby girls here. That's Mani. There's Korean hot fix. There's DMC, which is I say double machine cut. I've heard double machine cut, and then I heard there's another term for it. I can't remember what the other term is, but there's more facets to the DMC. And then there's the Lux stones. Okay, all three of these are hot fix stones that you apply to a shirt. Korean is the cheapest stone that you can get. It's low lead. So all of these stones have some form of lead, like lead crystal. All of them have some lead, but they're just really light levels of lead. But the Korean hot fix is the cheapest. Okay, it still blings and it's still pretty, but it's nothing in comparison to these two. Okay, so whenever someone wants to get into doing rhinestones, I suggest minimal get DMC or you can get Lux. All right, so let's start with Korean just because when you're looking to purchase Korean stones, notice here the price is $4.20, and that's per pack. And the pack is 1,440 stones. Okay, that's called 10 gross. That's math. Y'all know how I am with math. I'm not a fan of it, but that little bit I do know. 10 gross in the math world is 1 gross in the math world is 144. So 10 times 144 is 1,440. So 10 gross is what the amount of stones it is that you'll get in a pack. Usually you'll get a little bit more than that. But $4.20 is how much it is to get 1,440 stones. Okay. But if you go, like I said, that's the minimal. That's Korean. If you go DMC, the price goes up a little bit. $4.94 for 10 gross. So you get way more bling for a little bit more money. I would suggest DMC. If you're starting out, get the DMC stones. They are so much more prettier, made out of glass, and they bling just as beautifully. Hey, Tanyu, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a YouTube Hooper member. I appreciate it. And there's also Lux stones. Now, Lux stones. Who in here is familiar with Swarovski? And 9 times out of 10, I'm not pronouncing it right. If you are, say bling me. Okay? Say bling me. If you know or have heard of Swarovski stones, say bling me. So the thing with Swarovski stones, and if I'm saying it wrong, forgive me, the price of them is so high that I can't even pronounce it correctly. No, I'm lying. I love going in their store and buying their jewelry. But anyways, Swarovski stones are the epitome of bling for rhinestones. The epitome. Like you can't get any blingier than Swarovski, supposedly. Right? Lux, her Lux stones are right there at Swarovski level stones. Okay. So when you look at and I've given this as an example before, when you're considering the amount of bling, so imagine getting a disco ball. You know, the disco ball has all of those pretty mirrors all over that ball. And the more mirrors you have, the more it reflects that pretty light and reflects those lights and throw them all over. And that's when you can skate to the slow song at the skating rink, you know, with your boo on your side and you skating slow, right? Okay, that's when the disco ball is going. So the less amount of mirrors on that disco ball, the less amount of light you're going to get reflected. Well, it's the same principle with diamonds and diamond rings, also with these rhinestones. So the Lux has more facets, more flat surfaces on that stone, so it just blings absolutely crazy. I mean, it's just insane to see the difference in bling between DMC and Lux. So notice the price difference though. Notice the price difference. Remember, the Korean was what, $4 and something for 1,440, right? DMC was right at $5 for 1,440. 1,440 over here is $9.89 for 1,440 stones. The price is different. It's still nowhere near the price of Swarovski stones, but it's just as pretty as the Swarovski. Okay, so breaking all of that back down, Korean is the least, Lux is the highest. The prices are different, but if you just kind of want to get into it and you're not really 100% sure, go with DMC. Now, if you're trying to do this for a customer and the customer is paying you pretty good for these stones, go with Lux. Your customer will not be disappointed in the bling of them stones at all. Okay, so that's hot fix stones. But when we go into flat back stones are beautiful as well. Okay, so you have flat back rhinestones, and hers, a lot of them are Lux, but she'll list whether they're Lux or not. So as you see, flatback crystal AB Lux, all right? And then over here you have flatback foil amethyst that doesn't say Lux, so those aren't Lux stones. But again, when you're doing flat back, you're adding glue to the back of the stone to glue it to something, a hard surface like a tumbler or whatnot. All right. So another difference between the hot fix and the flat back, usually with shirts and stuff, I deal with SS10 size stones. Okay. But when you are blinging a larger item, and I'm desperately trying to find something that's a little bit bigger, like with this one, I use rhinestone sheets to bling this power bank. Okay. But if I were to use SS10s, it would take forever, not super forever, but it would take a while to bling all of this. So we tend with flat back, we tend to use bigger stones for flat back projects because you want to cover more surface a lot faster because usually, now this is a sheet, but usually when you're blinging tumblers and basketballs and stuff, you are hand placing each and every stone. Do you see my do you see my face and my expression? Each and every stone. Okay? So you have to have patience. You have to have time. Where is that ball? Because that's one of the things I was going to show you. Y'all know I've been supposedly working on this volleyball for forever, and I haven't finished it yet. So you have to hand place each stone. It's not a bad thing. If you have patience, like when I had good music in my ear and I was chill, I had my glass of pop beside me, and I had time on my hands, I could bling all day, and I loved it. I like that much better than weeding. I hate to weed. Y'all know that. Love to bling, but it's still very time consuming. You have to have the time to do it. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. Flat back, you use glue on the back, you hand place each stone. Hot fix, it has the glue on the back. You use heat to apply, but you don't have to hand place each stone. You can brush it into the template, pick it up, and place it on the shirt, which I have a couple of videos out there to show how to do it. All right, now with Be Createful, if you're looking to get into doing rhinestones, notice here, becreateful.com. If you come, you see hot fix, flat backs, kits. Okay, so when you go into the kit, she has hot fix starter kits, flat back starter kits, and then she has the bling box. Let's click there so that you can see why I was so disappointed with myself for the month of May. Look at this little white tab up here at the top of both of these pictures. Sold out. She only makes a certain amount. And when these joints are gone, they are gone. And it makes you really, really sad. All right. So flat back is what I go for because with the hot fix, I've been doing hot fix for quite some time. So I have an extensive collection of hot fix stones. I don't need any more hot fix stones. That's the way I don't. If I do, somebody really needs to put me in some kind of rehab, something for rhinestones. But with flat back, I don't have that many. So every first of the month, so coming up here in June, in another week or two, she's going to have the flat back bling box. And what comes in the bling box is you get stones that are coordinated, a certain amount of stones. As you see here, 5 full-size rhinestone projects and additional stones to complete the project. You get a collectible rhinestone pin, and then you get, 5 full-size rhinestone products. Okay, so that's stones to go with it, and then you get 2 unique projects to go with it. So I had in one of my last boxes, it was a tumbler, it was stones to go with the tumbler, and then it was word, I don't want to say it was family. I think it said family, a little wooden word where you could bling the word. So she gives awesome stuff with her project. I see a question and I'm going to answer it with showing you what I use on my flat back, and I still don't see that darn volleyball, y'all. I swear. That ball, me and that ball is going to fall out one of these days. I'm going to finish it at some point in time in my life. I just don't know when that's going to be. And then if I could find my rhinestone cup that I did. This is the glue that I use with my flat back projects so far. I've used this on my tumbler that I did. I used this on the volleyball. It's called Super Tight. She sells it on this website. Okay. Super Tight is an excellent glue. It stays tacky for a while and gives you time to move stuff in place and make sure it's where you want it to be. And it doesn't like set super quick, I guess is the other term to use for it. So some glues you put down and it'll stay wet a long time. And so you got to be super careful and not bump anything or whatever. This one, it sets pretty quick, but it doesn't set so quickly that you have 2.3 seconds to, so this, I can leave it wet for, about 2 minutes or so while I get my stones in place. And then after that, I don't have to worry about bumping it and then my stones falling right back off. Love super tight. Okay. But there's more than one type of glue out there. A lot of it depends on your speed and your expertise in laying your stones. Okay. But super tight is a great one to use, and it doesn't have that stinky smell like the E6000. It does still have an odor, but it's not as pungent as E6000. Okay. And then as you see, here's a container of the, I think these are SS16s. SS16's flatback stones is in this particular container. And these are Lux stones, but they're in this glass jar, so the bling, you can't even really see it that well. All right, so that's the question. I like to use it when blinging hats. You talk about the super tight. Super tight is excellent stuff. Yep, see, even Miss Bickham, she definitely uses that. So yeah, now again, on her in her bling boxes, this one is for flat back. So you get a project, you get something to bling, okay, something hard that you would put your glue your stones to. But she also has a flat back box for hot fix, okay? And with the hot fix stones, you get a template, you get links to a template, you get hot fix stones, you get some rhinestone flock that you cut out with your Cricut or with your Silhouette or whatever machine. And then you also get tape, that transfer tape that you would use to pick the stones up and lay it on whatever it is that you're going to press the stones to. Well, if you miss out on the hot fix box, you can always come to the designer's website and purchase the designs and do it yourself. Okay. That's at my other favorite website, myfileaddiction.com. Myfileaddiction.com is where I get a lot of my bling designs from, because she tests and retests and tests her designs. She hand lays out her designs. Her designs are absolutely gorgeous. Okay. So if you go to where it says new designs, these are the designs in the hot fix box. So you have perfectly imperfect, which I absolutely love. That it is just the cutest design ever, because I need that. I say that all the time with my husband. I'm perfectly imperfect for you. But anyway, um, there's that one. Then you have Summer Vibes, which I absolutely love the colors on that one. And cool thing is, if I'm not mistaken, I'll double check, but I know she has neon colors in rhinestones for flatback. I have to check and see if she has it in hot fix. Now that I think about it, I don't think she does. Whoops, that sucks. And then we have Be Flamazing with the flamingo. And then we have Sweet Summertime. So all four of these designs was in the May hot fix box. Okay. Sorry, Miss Beckham. Hey, Mina Rowe, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. So yes, these are the designs that are in the hot fix box. And of course, these can be cut out, put on your shirt. Now, another question people ask about the hot fix. Let's click on Summer Vibes, for instance. Notice this is the size of the design. 9.82 inches wide, about 11.1 inches high. That's the size of this design, the finished size. Then you have white stone, clear stones, 673 of them, SS10. Blue, 578 of those, SS10. Now remember, how many stones did I say was in a gross? So for that $5 a gross, $5 for 10 gross stones, sorry. When you're paying $5, how many stones was it? Remember, it was 1,440 stones. So for $5, you get 1,440 stones. So out of 1,440 of clear stones, a bag of clear, you can do this design twice, okay? Because you have only 673 of the clear stones is what you'll need. But you'll need a bag of clear, a bag of blue, a bag of yellow, and a bag of, what's that, pink? Pink, okay? So that's 5 times 4, $20 worth of stones gets you definitely 2 shirts. definitely. Okay, because 673 times 2, you're right at 14, little is less than 1400, you're over 1300. So, okay, for 2 sets. So you don't have to use these colors. You don't have to use these colors. You could do the whole thing in clear if you want to. It's up to you. But what you can't do with these hot fix designs is resize it. You cannot resize these designs. Well, let me rephrase that. You can resize it, but you won't know what size stones to use because her designs are created with that size stone in mind. Okay. So if you bring it into the Cricut and the Cricut gives you a different size than 9.82 by 11.01 and you go to cut it out in the flock, you're going to be upset. You're going to say these holes are entirely too big, or you're going to say these holes are too small and the stones aren't falling in. If it's cut at the right size, once you brush those stones, they'll fall in effortlessly. Okay. So if you ever go to brush a design and it's not falling in like it's supposed to, that's because your holes are not the right size. Okay. So she goes above and beyond to make sure that no matter what cutting machine you use, your stuff comes out to the right size and you don't have any issues with her designs. Okay. So keep that in mind. If you're doing hot fix, you can't resize it. I mean, you can, but you'll mess yourself up. All right. So she has tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. Look at that bride tribe, bride. So many ways to make money. So many ways. If that's something you want to do, so many ways to make money off of rhinestones. And look, I don't sweat, I sparkle. Yes, yes, I do. So check her out. She's awesome. She has awesome stuff. And you definitely can get some really cool ideas from her. Yes, there are a couple of other designers out there, but definitely check out My File Addiction, and we'll go over some other designers as I come across them. And remember to post them in the hoop group, and then you can see everything you want to know about them. But aside from that, you also have starter kits that you can get from her, like this one here. It comes with the flock. It comes with the tape to pick it up. Oh, she does have neon hot fix. Check it out. That would be cute with that summer design. That would be adorable with that summer design. So check it out. I should have a link in the description below. If you've never ordered from becreateful.com, I have a code that you can enter and you'll get 10% off of your first order if you've never ordered from her before. So check that out. Matter of fact, I'll check the description here in a sec and make sure that I do still have that. Joining the YouTube membership, there should be a link beside where it says membership subscribe button on YouTube. There should be a little blue button that says join. Should be a little blue button that says join, and that's how you can join the memberships and get the bell ring for you. You can get the bell. So any other questions that I answer? I know we talked about rhinestones. Did you want, let's see, what time is it? 9, 10 o'clock. So I don't know that we have time to do a rhinestone project. It's not like I can't do one. What were you interested in? Do you want to see a rhinestone box? Because I do have a couple of boxes over there and I can show you what an actual box looks like. Or we can try and do a rhinestone project. What do you think? It's up to y'all. We can do a rhinestone project. not a flatback project though. Oh my God, we'll be here all night blinging something. I can show you one that I've done if I can ever find them. Oh, I found my cup. Let me grab my cup that I did. That cup was fun, actually. I had more fun doing the cup than I did doing the ball. So here is, and I still don't know what I did with the ball. I'm sitting here looking for it and I ain't found it yet. But we are remodeling everything in the house right now, so stuff is everywhere. But here is my cup that I did. This is hand placed. Every single stone is hand placed, so you may see errors and whatnot. But this was an actual Starbucks tumbler, and I blinged it. This is mostly SS16 stones. every so often in there, there's a small SS10 stone to fill in certain spaces, but these are SS16s. And these I actually found SS3 size stones. So normally I don't go smaller in hot fix. I don't go smaller than SS6, but I found some SS3 online. And that's how I did the mermaid medallion. But each one of these are hand placed stones. Okay. How long did it take me? Let me think, just in case somebody asks. This cup, I want to say it took me with breaks and going to bed and not straight through, probably 3 days. Probably took me like a weekend total of time. So no, not even in a weekend. If I were to do just straight hours and say how many hours I did, hours I would probably say it took me about 5 hours to do the whole thing. But I kept taking breaks, so I couldn't keep going straight through. Someone told me they were a member, but their badge wasn't showing after a few months of memberships. You should be hearing from her soon. That's fine, but the problem with a small rhinestone project, okay. The problem with the memberships, as far as like fixing problems and stuff with it, that's all handled through YouTube. I wouldn't like for instance, there was one member who said that her badge wasn't showing, but it's because she had two YouTube accounts, and I guess she didn't know that. So she would log in on the one that wasn't a member and see that she wasn't a member and become a member, but she was already a member on the other channel, if that makes sense. So, you kind of have a person would have to keep up with what account they're using to log in on YouTube. So that would be probably that issue. EJ's daughter says, with Sew It Pro, can I incorporate Disney character embroidery to add names at the bottom of the design? Yes, you can. As long as you have an embroidery file. I don't care what the embroidery design is. You get an embroidery design, yes, you can get digitized lettering to put at the bottom. Yes, you can. And make your own stuff. Simone says, I was hurt. I missed the May hotfix box. It sold out in 5 hours. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Yeah, that flatback box. Talk about salty. Okay, so let's see. I have templates. Let me switch cameras. I'm gonna switch cameras and I'm gonna put y'all on the horrible area camera, and y'all are gonna be like, oh my god, it's messy. Yes, it's very messy over here. But this is the other camera where I can show you some bling stuff. I still have the iron set out over here from where we did our captain's project before the show. We did a captain's project at 7 o'clock, and I still have the iron out from that. And then here are my a lot of my hot fix rhinestones are right here. I have more. Oh, let me tilt this up some so you're not looking at the floor so much. I have more hot fix rhinestones, but this is the majority of them. And then I have some rhinestone stuff right there. So I'm going to turn the heat press on after we find a rhinestone design to do. Let me see. I have, oh, here we go. So here is a bag of rhinestone templates. All right. And just to see my old school folks, can you tell me what this is for my old school folks? What bling design is that? Can you tell who that is? I bought this for a friend of mine, and she all but died when I took her that shirt. Because this is her absolute favorite person in the whole wide world. If you know who it is, bonus points to you. We actually could do him, actually. Because I don't mind wearing him. Because whatever we do tonight, I'm going to do for myself. This was the hot fix box for February, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Yeah, we can do the hot fix box for February. And then I have Mickey. You see Mickey? Yeah, you can see Mickey. It's my Mickey Mouse. I love this design. I have this on a shirt and a mask, and I usually, well, a hoodie and a mask, and I usually wear them together because I think that's super cute. I'm not a huge Disney Mickey person, but I thought him in his shades was beyond adorable. So that was like, my favorite thing to do. But let's do the one for February. And the reason why I'm going to choose this for February, number one, because it's cute. Number two, it says love, and we can never be without too much love. There's no such thing as too much love. So we'll do love. And then it's two colors. So it'll allow you to see the process of doing a shirt with two different colors, all right, and how to layer with two different colors. Let me start out by saying this design comes from myfileaddiction.com. It was posted in February of this year, and it's a two-part template, as you see. So you would need to get rhinestone flock and cut out two different templates. I store my templates, as you see, on this plastic cutting board. I'm just trying to answer the common questions that I usually get when we're talking about rhinestones. But I leave mine stuck to these plastic cutting boards, so I don't ever have to worry about peeling it off, losing stickiness, or anything like that. I just set this on the table, pour the stones, brush the stones, pick them up, and then put the template right back in its place or in its bag or whatever. So that's how I handle my templates. Did I mention this is SS10 size stones? You can use whatever colors you would like. There's no right or wrong colors to use. It's entirely up to you to complement your style. And I think that's it. We can get started. All right. So I'm going to swing the camera around to my cutting slash blinging table. And as I mentioned, again, we've had quite a few projects going on and it's kind of messy. So I apologize in advance. But creativity is messy. So there we go. Around here, anyways. So here are my two templates. And I'm actually going to bring you closer, as close as I can, so that you can see better. And then I'm going to work on this end of the table and move this out of the way. All right, so here are our two templates. Okay, so this one is the larger one. I tend to work with the larger template first because it helps you line things up better on a shirt. Then I come back with the fill in stuff. So the other template, which, to answer the question for those who may not have gotten it right, that was Tupac. With Tupac, it was just one template of him, so I didn't have to worry about it. But I do have a Prince template very similar to the Tupac template, but he has three different shades to go with his template. So I start with the largest one so that I can make sure I center it well on the shirt. Okay. So let me pick two colors. I'm going to ask someone to come up with two colors to use with our love design. And I'm going to switch this over so that I can see the chat because I've lost my chat and I don't know. Yes, they did see Pop. Yes, that's Pop. Oh, Tokyo, no, it wasn't you, baby. I love you. Okay, so Mickey, no, I got Mickey off of Etsy. Mickey came off of Etsy. So unfortunately, no, that wasn't. Prince came from. Oh, I want to say Prince came from My Foul Addiction. I'm not sure. Yellow and purple, purple and orange. Do I have orange? Yeah, I got a ton of orange. Red, pink, and purple. Purple, I see purple a lot. So let's go with purple first and foremost, because that's my favorite color anyway. So that works perfectly. Where is my purple? Let me make sure purple ain't packed up somewhere first. Oh, didn't think of that. See, I have a muted purple. Let's go with this one. This is a purplish color. So this is like a purplish pink. I hate to say that, but I got purple somewhere and I don't know where it's at. but that's close. It is a lavendery color. So that's one color. And what would go with that purplish? We can go black, we can go silver, silver and red, purple and pink. My file, okay. MFA, pink and black. Ooh, pink and black would be pretty. Black is very pretty. People don't realize how pretty black is. Marge Campbell got my new heat press combo today. 15 by 15 cup hat plate set up. Had a stowaway in it, baby snake. What? Wiggled his tail and hissed at me. Hubby put it outside. Look, we need to ring the bell for hubby. Congratulations on your new heat press. Woo! Yes. Congratulations. And yeah, the snake, you can hang it up with the snake. I'm not afraid of snakes though. And then Will with Carolina oh, you know what? I found my purple stones. I found the purple stones, y'all. Will with my file, I'm sorry, with Carolina Thread Place is gonna be real sad because I have conquered. Don't know how. I have conquered my fear of butterflies, y'all. Can you believe it? I'm not afraid of butterflies anymore. I don't know how and I don't know why. Okay, so here is now. I don't like this specific purple stone because it doesn't have very many facets at all. But we're gonna use it anyway because it's purple, and we'll go with the. I don't know. Is that cute? Or should we stick with this purple and do like a pink? Can you see that? Behind the camera? Can you see? I don't know. Darker purple, pinkish purple, and what other color? Darker purple, pinkish purple. Meanwhile, I need to put the heat press on now that I think about it. Black. Okay, let's go with black then. Black and gold would have been pretty too. Alright, I'm gonna cut my heat press on. And let me find my black stones, which are right here. Okay, so here's our black stones. I don't like that purple. That one doesn't bling as hard. My black stones are Lux stones, and then these stones are Lux stones as well. So what we do is we pour the stones onto the template, and I'm looking for my rhinestone brush before I get started. So you can use, from what I understand, now I haven't used this before. I was told you can use a makeup brush. To me, I wouldn't use a makeup brush because to me this is not equipped for brushing in stones, but I don't know. Somebody said that you could. But I prefer the paint pad that you can get from Walmart. This also you can get from Lowe's. It comes with a red handle. I took the handle off. So this comes from Lowe's with the red handle. You can use this. It's a paint pad. Okay, that's an option. And then the bigger paint pad, which 9 times out of 10 I'm not gonna be able to. What? Look at it. Finding stuff for me. This is awesome. Or you can use the bigger paint pad, which is my favorite to use. This is, for me, the better option. I just love doing it. So these are options. All right. And in addition to that, we also need our transfer tape. And that's what this is. Okay. So this is our transfer tape for the bling. All right. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is do black in the middle for the smaller. And we're going to do pink on the outside for the larger. All right. So here's my container of stones. And all I'm going to do is pour a pile on to the surface, okay? And once you have your, let me move this where you can see. Once you have your stones on there, you just brush them in place. And as I mentioned, now this isn't like hard pressure. This is kind of like light pressure, okay? As you see on my hand, I'm not pressing down. I'm just laying it on the surface and going in circles. Because there's science behind this. For those who, now I do like science. I'm more of a science person than a math person. And what happens is the science behind brushing in these stones is even if a stone goes into the template upside down like that, as you rub a stone across it that is right side up, it will flip the stone that's upside down. It'll flip it over to the right way and then flip it into place into the circle. It's really cool. If you don't believe me, get you some stones and just brush them in, and you'll see. You'll be like, "Oh my God, that stone was upside down, and all I did was rub it in a circle, and it flipped right side up." And it's just that's just how it does. All right, and I brush until I get the stones in place. All right, and then light pressure. I just brush straight up because there are times where stones will be double stacked on here in between stones, and they're not double stacked, but they're like in between spaces. All right, and if it comes to that, now I ain't never done this left-handed, so this is crazy. But I want to make sure you can see. All right, so a brush, pull it over to the next one, and same thing in circles, brush it into place. Okay, just that simple. And then I brush it off onto my flat surface. So even if this was dining room table, whatever, doesn't matter, just brush it off onto a flat surface. Then once I do that, I see there are places on here. Now I would pick this up and show you, but it would knock stones out of place. And trust me, when you've done enough of these, let me make sure the whole thing is in the camera. When you've done enough of these and you're working doing these templates and you hit the table on accident and them stones jump out after you got them all brushed into place, it creates a new language for you, a new language from frustration, and we don't want that. We don't want you to develop new language. We want you to have nice, calm, peaceful language. So don't bump your table. Don't hit this in any way. Just brush them in, be gentle. And then I take my hand and just laying it flat and run it across just like that. I'm not putting any pressure. I'm just laying it there and brushing it across to see if there are any extra stones that are in betwixt and in between these spaces, and it's not. So that's a good thing. And I'm going to do the same thing up here. I'm going to brush my hand across, and you'll learn to feel when something is out of place, okay? Like that knocked this one stone out of place, and there's one stone out of place right there. I felt it move. So that's how you find where some of your loose stones are. And all I do is just use my finger and guide it right back into where a hole where it should be. Okay. Once that's done and all of my other holes, I don't see any extra stones. I don't feel any extra stones. Then I'll come back and grab stones and just put them in the holes where they're supposed to be, where I see there's empty spaces. And bling will reflect off of the light and kind of mess with your eyes a little bit. So, don't be surprised if you go back and do after you've pressed it and you're like, I missed a stone. It's okay. You can just go back and lay a stone in that place and press it again. It won't hurt anything. So there we have our first part of our design is now completely blinged. Okay, the first part is done. So the stones are in every part of our design. So what I'm going to do at this point, what I always do at this point, is number one, I clean up my mess. Okay, so I grab something. You know how when you sweep the floor when you were younger, you sweep the floor and you get a piece of paper and pick up the mess up off the floor. I don't care what you get. Get something flat that's not sticky. Pick up your stuff and clean up. Because what you'll find out is if you don't pick up these stones, when you go to brush in that second color, your stones will get mixed up, and we don't want that. So I just go ahead and pick up my stones from the first color so that that's over and done with. All right, so now that I have my stones picked up, I can put the cap on it, and we're done with that. Now I'm going to move to picking these stones up. So here is my transfer tape, okay? There's two types of transfer tape. One is silicone and one is acrylic, okay, that she sells on her website. I just get the cheaper one. It's my favorite. Some people like silicone. That's okay. It doesn't matter. This can be used more than one time, both of them, silicone and acrylic. You can use it more than once, okay? Most instances, I can get 3 presses out of this tape before I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this no more, and I get rid of it, all right? So I kind of hold it. Don't lay it on there because the static electricity from this will pick them stones up out, and then you'll learn that new language again, because you don't want to pick up those stones. So I just hover it over it a little bit, kind of get a feel for what the size is. All right. And so once I get a feel for the size, then I come in with my roly cutter and I cut the piece of transfer tape in about the size of the design. And this is a little bit bigger this way. So you can cut the extra off, because what that can tend to do is, um, cause extra stress on you trying to layer it perfectly to get this up off the tape. And then you can use those little scraps of fresh tape for names or small designs, okay? So I do keep those scraps. There's a special drawer in my studio for those. So you peel the tape off. This is the backing. Keep it, okay? And here's the tape. It's sticky, all right, on one side, and on the front side it's shiny. Way I pick mine up is I bend it kind of sort of in half, all right, make a U shape and come straight down in one fluid motion and lay it down. If you don't come down in a fluid motion, a lot of times it'll shift on you and it'll shift stone. So just practice being fluid, laying it straight down. Once it's down, then I come and rub over the top of it. All right. If it's a fresh piece of transfer tape, you don't have to get a squeegee and come and you don't have to do all of that. A fresh piece of tape, you just come in and rub a little bit. It'll pick those stones up. You don't have to worry about it. If you've used it 3 times and you're using it again, you may have to do all that rubbing because some of that sticky has worn off. All right. So now that we've picked this up, there's a couple of things. Oh, sorry. Now that we've applied the tape, there's a couple of things you can do at this point. You can either get this up off of the template. You can go ahead and peel it off and set it off to the side. There's a couple of things you can do. You can either set it off to the side. Like if I know I'm going to press this right now, I'll just set it off to the side out of the way. If you're going to press it later, be careful because this will fold over and stick to itself. And you don't want that. That brings that other language. You can just lay it on top of this, the transfer paper that it came on, and you can put this to the side and press it later. You don't have to press this right now. You can press this later. You can ship this to someone just like this if you need to. If you want to make transfers and sell them, you can send it just like this if you want to. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can store it, press it now, or ship it once it's applied to this paper. Or we could have just left it taped to this template because we know we're going to press it tonight. It's entirely up to you. Okay? So we're done with the first one. Now let's move to the second one. So the second one is the middle part to the love. Sorry, moving it where I'm hoping y'all can see it better. This is the middle. Let me make sure there aren't any questions before I move forward and answer them. Let's see. We were talking about a snake. Right there. Oh, new language? Yes, new language, definitely. Okay, no questions that I can see. Sorry if I did miss it because I glanced real quick. Okay, so now we're moving to the black stones. I love the black stones. The clear stones bling hard. The black stones, to me, bling harder, especially on a black shirt. All right, so again, same thing, pouring out our stones on the template, putting the cap on just a little bit, grab my bling brush, and again, I'm just going in a circle on top, and the stones fall right into place. I don't have to do a whole bunch of fussing, a bunch of nothing. Just get them in there. If they come off the side, no big deal. Just kind of brush them back up onto the surface and go ahead and circle them into place. All right. If you feel like you're running out of stones and you need more stones, then pour more stones on there. It's really simple. It's not much to it. Brush these suckers right on in. And Once you get them in place, again, I do my clean up brush by brushing everything off of the surface, off to the side, just to clear my space, clear my mind, clear everything. And it helps me see like this stone is out of place before I even get to brushing my hand over the top. I can kind of see where stones are out of place sometimes, and then sometimes I can't see it, I'll miss it. So that's where I go to brush my hand and see I knock these couple of stones out of place just by brushing my hand over the top. All right, and it helps you find those loose stones. So then you come back in and you get to placing stones where they're supposed to be. Now, she also has available to you. Now, I don't know why. Uh, let's see, where is one? Does this one have a tip to it? Let me see, does this have a tip? Nope, it don't have a tip. And I just had that darn thing too. Oh, here it is. Now, I don't understand why. For, and this is part of my belief, though. I don't see why the good Lord saw fit to bless my hands with the ability to just pick up these little stones and be able to put them down like that. Not everybody has that ability. That's okay. That's where this beautiful tool comes into play that she sells, and it's called a bling pin. So even if you can't reach down and pick up a stone like that, that's for me, that's the easiest way instead of finding this because I tend to lose this a lot. So the bling pin has two tips. This is a metal tip that you can add a little dab of wax to, and then you have this, which is wax. You can use the tip of this to pick up a stone, just like that. You can pick up a stone and then put it in place. She sells these as well, and they're really pretty. The crystals in the middle are just decorations, but she sells bling pins too. So it's entirely up to you which method you want to go with. Again, I prefer to just pick them up with my fingers, just because for whatever reason, I'm able to do that, and it's nothing to brag about, but it is what it is. It does give me a mean Grammy pinch though, like when you need to pinch somebody because they're not acting like they got good sense. That comes in handy. But aside from that, and Grammy tries not to bring that Grammy pinch out at all if she can help it. So, and I'm sure those of you who had church going grandmothers know all about that pinch as well. So let's place these stones in their respective places. Two more stones are empty. And boom, we're done. Just that quick. And I'm going to give one final brush just to be sure there's nothing that I'm missing. And so now all of our black stones are there, and I'm going to clean these stones up because we are done now. All right, so, oh no, I just tore up my darn thing. Oh, let's use you since you were sitting right there. All right. All right, so here are our stones. They are now cleaned up and put up. Most important thing. So another thing I can do is go ahead and press this. Use this cover, this plastic transfer, press it to a shirt. Once I peel it off and the stones are left behind, use this same plastic to pick that up and line it up. So I'm only using one piece, but we're on a show and I got a whole roll, so we're going to be a little bit messy and wasteful, and we're going to go ahead and just cut another piece. Just a little bit wasteful, but technically not, because I will be putting these pieces up after I press them and keeping them for another project in the future. And that gives me a good idea where to cut this. Save that. And now we have our transfer tape for this. All right, so let's go ahead again, U shape, straight down, one fluid, and we're done. All right, it sounds like my headset you want to down me to, which is crazy. Let me grab the other headset. All right, so there's that. While I grab the other headset, I'm also going to find a shirt which I had one in here for my a project, which I think, no, that's long sleeve. It don't matter. That's cute, even though it's long sleeve. Okay, so we can use this shirt, which I think is really pretty. It's next level brand t-shirt. It's really soft, but it's pretty. Even though it's black, this should still pop and be really pretty. Now, one of the things that I like to do with my bling shirts, with my vinyl shirts, with my direct to film shirts, I like to pre-press. Usually, when you get a shirt from the store or wherever, or even in your own house, there's humidity. Humidity generally is trapped in fabric, okay? So to be on the safe side, I press it, give it a nice quick press so that I can get out any humidity that may be in that shirt, okay? So let's go ahead and do a quick press. And again, I do this with all of my shirts. Come on, act like you got some sense. I'm trying not to be too perfect over here because, you know, I'm really, really funny with my shirts. But all right, there we go. Nice and straight. And then, and this is just plain old parchment paper that I got from, I got this from Sam's Club. 2 pack, 2 big rolls for $8. Okay, so sound back. I think somebody's probably calling me to tell me my sound is back, but I don't know. I buried my phone. Okay, so sound in the microphone, hopefully, of the camera. Can yep, it's picking up sound. Okay, so here is the shirt. All I did was take it out of the heat press and cool it off. The reason why I fanned it for it to cool is because this cutting surface that I use, it warps if heat is put on it. So that's why I do it. Otherwise, it wouldn't hurt anything if it was fresh out of the heat press to just go ahead and lay it on the table. Okay? Sorry about the sound cutting out. My headset died on me. So here is the shirt. Okay? And normally when you do a shirt, I know you only see like part of me, but when you do a shirt, this is a quick tip for centering a design on a shirt. Usually a design on a shirt is on the chest, okay? Actually, let me go ahead and turn it where you can see. Normally a design is on the chest, all right? Chest area, all right? On just about any shirt, your center of your chest, where you want the biggest impact of a design on a shirt, is center chest here. Men and women, notice what's right here. That's your armpit. So any shirt, no matter what shirt it is that you're using, for the most part, now raglans are a little bit different. Raglans are a pain in the patookie, so we don't want to talk about raglan. But this shirt here is the armpit. So coming across here, you definitely want to make sure that an impact of the design is covering this center part of the shirt. Too much lower, then it'll be on the belly, and we definitely don't want to emphasize nobody's belly. Unless, of course, you got a six-pack type thing going on. But anyway, I don't. So we want it up. All right, so now this shirt, the way it's made, though, notice it's got a lowered neckline. So we can't center the design here because then it'll be, the neckline will be in the way. But as a general rule of thumb, keep that in mind when you're putting your designs on shirts, okay? So let's go ahead and grab our bigger part of the design. And here it is. Let's take these out of my ear since it's big. Anyways, here's our design. Now we want to take the carrier sheet. Okay. And we're going to lay it, because it's sticky, we can lay it and position it on this shirt. And for the most part, it won't come off, okay? Now, it will if you jog it around a whole lot or whatever. You know, don't be too confident, but you can be somewhat confident that once you lay it where it needs to go, it usually doesn't move anywhere. So I know where the center is, and being the type shirt this is, that doesn't come into play. But up and down from the neckline down, from side to side is where now I want to figure out where my center is. Usually I can eyeball it, but I go from armpit seam to armpit seam to give me my measurement. This is 19 inches wide, okay? So that gives me 9.5 inches is where my center is, so that's right here. That's pretty much how I center my stuff. All right, so 9.5 inches, but this is right at 8 inches, so 4 inches. So right here, this part of the heart is where the center is. All right, so roughly, as long as you keep that in mind, you can pretty much get your stuff centered. So 9.5 is right here. That part of the heart is right there. So I don't have too far to go, so I'm just going to move this down just a little bit, keeping it about in the same area. And I'm going to move it over 9.5. Boom, right in there. Okay. And then the rest, to keep it straight, you know, again, I can eyeball and pretty much tell. I'll hold up the shirt a couple of times, you know, just to get a good idea. And to me, that looks pretty centered on that shirt. All right, so let's swing it back around to the heat press. All right, and what I press is 350 degrees for about 12 seconds, okay? So 325 to 350, somewhere in there. Right now I got it at 325, so since I have it on 325, I'm going to leave it at 325, but instead of doing 12 seconds, we'll do for 15. But, you know, somewhere in there, the most important thing is good contact with the stones, decent pressure, not heavy pressure, but a nice firm pressure, and heat press is the best way to go, honestly, so that it can keep that even temperature across the top. Okay, so we'll go ahead with Rhinestones. It is a hot peel, so we can go ahead and peel this carrier sheet off. And once we peel it off, we can put this back on the white carrier sheet that it came with, and here we have the first part to our design pressed. Okay, so I'm gonna let that cool off. If you remember, why was I letting it cool off? I was letting it cool off because I don't want it to get on my cutting mat and warp the cutting mat. Okay, so let's put you back onto the cutting mat, and again, we've already used this, so I'm just going to put it right back on the sheet that it came on so that I can use it again later. And I have a drawer dedicated to used tape so that I can use it again. Now here's the other, what I was telling you earlier, I just left it stuck to the sheet because I know this is a fresh piece of tape and it's gonna hold the stones. So all I did was just pick it up and move it off to the side so that we could put the shirt down on the table. All right, and here is my shirt. And I'm gonna lay it down. All right, and once we got it laid in place, now I just use this and center it or match it up with the design. And the way it's made where these stones can integrate into the design. So I just match it up. And if you need to, just like you would do a jigsaw puzzle, you can refer back to the original picture just to be sure of how to line stuff up, okay? So I'm going to place these stones in the channels that are provided because it was designed this way. Now the other kind of downside to using stretchy fabrics, stretchy soft cotton fabrics like this next level shirt is when you peel off when you saw me peel it off, hot peel the first one, it kind of stretched the shirt a little bit. It will stretch the shirt, which will throw off your design. So you may have to, whereas it laid in perfectly over here, and I had to peel it up and push it just a little bit to move it in place on this side. So don't be afraid to, you know, move or manipulate the fabric in order to get things to line up the way they're supposed to. Like up here, this is a little bit too high. There we go. And here we have our design lined up, and the light is reflecting off of it pretty bad. So let's put it over here on the heat press so that we can finish this shirt. All right. Put it over here. You don't have to use the parchment paper. I just do because I want to protect my press. Now in this instance, I'm not using it. In this instance, I'm not using it on the. Let me make sure that's lined up the way it's supposed to be. There we go. I'm not using it on the top only because this plastic is here. It has its own carrier sheet, and I'm okay with making sure that it don't mess up my press. But usually on the safe side, I'll use parchment paper here as well. So again, 325 right now for 15 seconds. You can go as high as about 350 for about 12 seconds. And then peel hot. All right. And so let's go ahead and peel this off. And our stones are set. Okay. So here is our shirt. And again, these are Lux stones, so the bling, not sure that the camera is picking up the bling as well as it could, but this is a gorgeous design. As you see, you can use any color combination to let it suit your style and what you like and how you feel. This is just an absolutely gorgeous design. So let's get you back over to the cutting table. And you saw how easy it was. Rhinestone shirts are very, very, very simple to do. You just have, as long as you have the right tools and the patience, you can get rhinestone designs done fairly simply. So all I'm going to do is put this on the carrier sheet that it came on, and again put it in the used tape drawer, and I got it for the next design that comes along. So here are the two color stones we use, which is like a purple, lavenderish purple, and black. And then here's the brush. All of the supplies are available with the exception of this plastic cutting mat. They're available on becreateful.com, and the cutting mats are actually in my Amazon storefront on Amazon if you're interested in the cutting mats. All right, so hopefully you guys were able to see the design come through really well. Look at that bling. Oh my goodness, y'all, that's crazy. Look at that bling. That that black especially for me is just like, because you would think, okay, it's black, it's not gonna bling as hard as like the crystal does, but it does indeed bling. This is Lux level stones, people. Lux level. Absolutely gorgeous stones. I love doing shirts. I have so many bling shirts. It's embarrassing how many bling shirts I have. Yeah. But it's okay because I have more than enough stones over there to play with for myself. And I do a lot of bling um, to flash about town in. So yes, rhinestone shirts can be done. Again, the exact same process is what you would use to do hats, to do, what else did I say? Hats, shoes, garment bags, duffel bags, shopping totes, purses. I mean, the whole nine. And yes, that is correct. My bling, this bling, her bling does not come off. As long as you do follow the same steps. Pre-press your shirt for 15 seconds, 10, 15 seconds. Then press your stones. And that applies for vinyl as well. Pre-press your shirts. Get that humidity out of those shirts, and it will help the vinyl last longer. It'll help the glue from the rhinestones last longer. I don't know how many rhinestone shirts, and I think maybe there's only two instances. I think maybe one stone came off of one of my shirts, and the other shirt, every stone came off, but it's because I pressed it on vinyl, and I wasn't supposed to press on heat transfer vinyl. So all of the stones came off of that. But it was a lesson learned, and I know not to press on vinyl anymore. I need to press on cloth, on the fabric. So aside from that, none of my stones have come off, and that's even with my husband washing and drying the clothes on high heat. So no, I don't wash it inside out. I wash it. He throws the laundry in just like all the other clothes, and I don't complain because I don't hate washing clothes, but it's not my favorite thing to do. So he just tosses it in, washes it, pulls it out with everything else, fabric softener, the whole nine. And really, they say wash it inside out, wash it cold water only. Don't use fabric softener. But we've broken all of those rules, and all of my bling shirts look exactly the same as they did when I pressed them. Exactly. So I mean, that's pretty much how that cookie goes. Hey, Linda Gray, how are you? Um, let's see. Joanna Davila, thank you. Marge Campbell, yes, they have the glue on them, and once you press it in the heat press, as Marge says, the glue melts and sticks to the back of the shirt. As a matter of fact, let's show you what that looks like. So let me grab the bling pen. The bling pen can show you better than I can, actually. Bling pen, here you are. So with the rhinestones, I got two bling pens here, actually. This is a different kind. I don't know that it'll stick good to this, though. Okay, so this is a flat back stone, okay? So on the flat back stone, this is the stone, and you see silver on the back. That silver is foil. So what gives the stone the reflection on the front is the foil on the back, okay? So this is a flat back stone. There is no glue whatsoever on this stone. It's just silver. It's a foil silver on the back. Now on the hot fix stones, however, there is glue on the back of this stone. Okay, let me get this. pen. And one of the easier ways to tell, um, is with the hot fix. The glue is usually gray. Usually. Okay, so it's not silver. It doesn't have a silver shine to it. It's just a gray. So all of your hot fix stones have this dollop of or flat surface of glue, gray glue on the back of them. So when you heat them at 325 degrees, it melts and attaches to the shirt. Okay, so your hot fix stones have gray glue. See, look at all that gray on the back of that. So all of those stones have glue, whereas the flat back stones don't have glue. They just have a silver backing, and I know you probably can't see that very well because on this tray they kind of flip to the right side on here, so it's gonna be kind of hard to show you on there. Hey Kathy Wood, how are you? Oh yeah, please, definitely. Oh hey Chris, my son-in-law in here with us. But yes, if you do go to My File Addiction, she is totally awesome. There should be a link in the description below. I'll double check just to be sure. But meanwhile, her stones, her pins, her flock is everything. Her flock is awesome. She has pink flock. So get the pink flock, get the transfer tape, get the stones, get the pin. I mean, she has everything you need to bling a shirt. Okay, everything. And the designs, get the designs from myfileaddiction.com. They're partners. Like they're, you know, she does her designs and she does the supplies. So they've been working together for a very, very long time. So where can you get the design templates? I'll put it in the chat right now. It's myfileaddiction.com. Now Mickey, somebody asked about Mickey. I got Mickey off of Etsy. Let's see if I can find Mickey real quick. So if you go on to Etsy and type in Rhinestone SVG, a lot of times you can find some really nice rhinestone designs. Now, depending upon whom you get, some may be better than others. We're going to leave that alone. But this particular seller, I've purchased several designs from him, and his designs, he's a guy, and his designs are pretty spot on. I don't know that this won't go into the chat, so I can't do the Mickey. You'll have to go to Etsy and then type in Mickey Rhinestone design, and it should pull up. You're welcome, Bonnie. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, Bonnie, and thank you for your kind comments. I appreciate that. I see somebody ringing for Kathy. You bought a Cricut heat press. I see it now. Your iron dot. I'm sorry about your iron, but congratulations on your heat press. Holler. Congratulations. I bring it soft because since the microphone changed, I don't know if it's too loud or not. You cannot use hot fix stones on mugs in the mug press. No ma'am. So with the mug press, you would need to use, unfortunately, the flat back stones and glue them on. Now, there is a product available on a website called the Rhinestone World, and it's called Bling Anything. Okay, it's called Bling Anything. You can use hot fix stones on that product and apply it like a sticker to the mug press. Like, you don't use heat. You would use heat to put the stones onto the Bling Anything. But then after that, you would peel the Bling Anything like a sticker and apply it to the mug. And from what I understand, you can still, you know, use it like you would a regular mug, drink it, just not dishwasher, I don't think, but you can still hand wash it and all that jazz. But you're not putting the stones and the Bling Anything stuff and the mug in the heat press. It's just putting the stones onto that Bling Anything material in a heat press and then applying it like a sticker to the mug. Linda Gray, I keep planning to get a starter kit, but haven't yet. I have bought some files from my file addiction though. The starter kits are awesome. I mean, you don't have to have a starter kit. You can just buy the stones that you think you would use. Like for instance, I would highly recommend starting out with crystal stones. SS10 crystal stones, you can't go wrong. So I would say get, instead of 10 gross, I would say get maybe 50 gross. And that's a good amount of stones that will allow you to do quite a few projects, okay? So that being the case, let's look really quick at how much the DMC, um, the DMC crystal hot fix stones would be, if I can get my mouse to cooperate. So here we have DMC stones, crystal glass hot fix stones, 10 gross, 25 gross, 50 gross, 125, 250, 500 gross bags, which is a huge bag of stones. So if you did 50 gross, which is 7,200 rhinestones, you're looking at 50 gross, $17.81 worth of hot fix rhinestones that you can use to do several projects. All right, so if we go back to my file addiction, okay, for instance, let's do some math real quick. And say you wanted to do the perfectly imperfect design. It's all one color stone. Notice there's 748 stones in this design. 748 stones. So if you wanted to do a shirt for you, your mom, your sister, you know, that's 3 shirts. Your daughter, that's 4. So you wanted to do 4 shirts. You have 50 gross stones if you, for almost 20 bucks. Okay. So let's take that 7,200 stones, 7,200, and divide it by how many stones was in this? 748. You can do 9.5 shirts. So 9 shirts you can make out of $20. Okay, so think about that. $20 worth of stones. You can get your tape. Your tape is, where's our tape? Supplies. Transfer tape. So your transfer tape, like I told you, I use the acrylic. It's $3.25 for a yard. You won't need a yard, but a yard is minimum. So add $3.25. So that's definitely 20 bucks. Okay. So then you also need your what is this stuff called? Flock. Your rhinestone flock. Okay. So you can get 1 yard for $14.25. Okay, so $20 plus 14, so you're looking at 35 bucks. $35 plus 9 shirts. And if you go to Michael's, for instance, and get you some shirts, your shirt's probably about, I'll round up and say, let's just say $5 a shirt. Just because I know they're not $5 a shirt, just because you gotta add gas. So $5 per shirt times 9 shirts. 9 times 5 is 45. So $45 plus $35 is, I don't know how much because that's math. My brain is fried. So 35 plus 45, which is way overpriced shirts. 80 bucks, okay, for 9 shirts. So 80 divided by 9. So if you sell those shirts a minimum of $9 each, you'll make a little smidge of a profit. Smidge of a profit, because you're looking at 8.88888. Okay? So let's just say, because you worked really hard on it, you bought the shirts and all of that jazz, that you sold those shirts for, now they're $9 a piece, you sold them for 15. I would do a little bit more, but whatever. Your clientele is, they want to save money and they want the bottom dollar. So 15 bucks a shirt times 9 shirts, you're looking at $135. So if you subtract the $80 that we calculated, you're gonna make $55 off of 9 shirts. You can make money. You can definitely make money off of doing rhinestones. The problem is you really need to make sure how much you're pricing your shirts and price them accordingly. Generally, they suggest that you, I think it was like $25, I'm sorry, 25.025, I think is what it was. Hold on. So at one point in time, they were saying like 0.25 per stone. I forget where I saw that. But you definitely want to pay attention to how much you're charging per shirt for all of those stones, and you need to calculate the stones. If I can find that price list, you know what? I'll put it in the Facebook group. So those of you who are in the Facebook group and you're interested in pricing on your rhinestones, I will look up that documentation that I have saved somewhere on my computer that tells a suggested price range for per stone to make a profit. Okay, because that price per stone did factor in your flop, your stones, your transfer tape, your time, the design, the whole nine. It factored all of that in. Now the only time that won't factor in properly, the only time that wouldn't factor in properly is if you are doing a custom design for a customer. Okay, a custom design for a customer wouldn't work, and the reason why that would not work is because you pay extra for a custom design. My File Addiction, for those of you who are interested in having a design made for them, like for instance, I had Mickey Mouse with the shades. Say, for instance, you wanted a. Let's go back. I had Tupac. Say, for instance, you didn't want Tupac. You wanted Luther Vandross. Okay, Luther is your dude. That's who you want a bling shirt of. Okay, well, you can have Luther, but when I contacted the guy, where is that page at? Oh, it's right here. When I contacted the guy about making a anime character for me, he said $45 to do the anime character. So you can request a custom design, but the cost is you're going to have to factor that into your customer. So for instance, here on myfileaddiction.com, she has a design request form. Okay, she can request. You can request that she do custom designs. Right now, she must be booked up. So you would have to, keep checking back in to see when she has availability. Honestly, this is my first time ever seeing this up on her page. So either she's on vacation or, family emergency or something, she'll put that up and say, hey, I can't handle this right now. But as soon as she's available, she puts it right back up, and you can request a custom design. You submit her a image of what you want designed, and she'll give you a quote on how much it is to do the design. And her prices vary. A lot of it depends on the complexity of the design. Okay, and as you see, she often has sales on her regular designs, so keep that in mind as well. All right, so it is 11 o'clock. Ooh, I done talked too much tonight. So thank y'all for joining us. Doing a bling design was unexpected, but it was fun. I appreciate being able to do a bling design because it's been a while since we've done one live. We also last week did embroidery. So next week we may look into doing some sublimation. I'll see about trying to find out something really cool to sublimate. See what they got new going on down there at Conde. And try and get some stuff going on here with sublimation, and then after that we may look back into DTF and doing some things with that. You never know what goes on here behind the scenes, but we try and find fun stuff to do. As a matter of fact, I have a couple of embroidery projects that I'm interested in doing with you guys, so looking forward to doing that live as well. So thank you all for joining us this evening. Lori, if you're still here, thank you for joining us. It was awesome to have you in the channel. Please check out her bags, y'all. Those placement bags are fantabulous. And also, I definitely appreciate you guys joining us. Now, I see EJ's daughter says, can you use a regular iron for hot fix stones if you don't have a heat press? You can, but the problem is usually for those stones, minimum 325 degrees is what's recommended. And your iron may not get to that heat. You would need a temperature gun to check that. And then in addition to that, with the holes in the bottom of the iron, some of the stones may go up in those holes, through the plastic and may not adhere completely. So you run a risk using a regular household iron, What I would suggest is seeing if you could find like the Cricut Easy Press, because the surface is completely flat, at the bare minimum. But yes, in a pinch, and if you absolutely have to, yes, you can use an iron. All right. Bickham says, by the way, hoopsters, do not put glass mugs in your Cricut Easy Press. They will try it. Only ceramic mugs, Cricut says. Did not know that. What flock do you recommend for Rhinestones designs? About something? No, do not get that flock off of Amazon. Oh, jeez, please don't. What I would suggest is get the flock off of Be Createful really quick. I'll show you the flock and what I suggest to use. It's right here under supplies, flock template material. Her stuff is fabulous, and it's Rocket. That's the name of the flock, and it is made for rhinestones, and it works, and it works very well. She has it in 3 different quantities. You can get 1 yard, you can get 3 yards, or you can get 5 yards. And the other thing I like about her is her website. She offers afterpay. So even if you can't afford, the full $64.50 for 5 yards, you can make payments on it through her website. It's really awesome. It does come in handy, especially if you're buying more than you probably should. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So yes, the rhinestone flock, definitely pick the Rocket. And other websites sell Rocket flock. You'll see that pink flock on other sites as well. Rocket flock is very good, but her price is very good. So that's why I definitely recommend her. And again, let me check my what's her face real quick and see if I do have her in the what's her face. No, Amazon, Sophia, Sword Pro, Creative Fabrica. Okay, so let me go ahead and put my link to Be Createful, where you can get 10% off. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drop that in the description, as well as in the what's the face. Sorry. I apologize for the delay. Let me go here, actually. Let's do it this way, because I know it's on another video. Right here. There we go. Whoops. Don't want you to do that. And the link is wrong video. Sorry. Let's try this one. There we go. Okay. Let me put this in the chat. Boom. Okay, there's that. So I put it not in the chat, in the description, and now I'll put it in the chat so that you can have the link to and there's the supplies where you can get the flock and get the discount. So it's in the chat and it's in the description now. You're welcome, EJ's daughter. So you guys, I appreciate y'all joining us this evening. It was a lot of fun. Hey, Meaty Black, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the rhinestone tutorial. And hey, Shonda Smalls Willis, welcome. Also, if you are a captain here on YouTube, your update is here on YouTube. Please check that out, because your perk for the month of May, I have to send it to you. So if you haven't gotten your perk for the month of May, please check the post here on YouTube in the stories, and shoot me an email at thebabiesbooty.com so that I can get you your perk. It's already there and it's ready for you. So thank y'all for joining us this evening. I look forward to seeing you all next week. It's Monday, not Sunday. So we look forward to seeing you next Sunday. And we'll see about doing some sublimation. What you think? Shoot me a drop a line in the chat on Facebook and let me know what you think we should sublimate. All right. So thanks for joining us. Look forward to seeing you the next time. And until the next time we see you, we hope you have happy embroidery, happy sublimating, and definitely happy blinging. All right. Bye. Have a good night. If I can log out of here without crashing anything, let's give it a shot. See you later. Bye.